Welcome to the class. First you have to go to the upper left corner and click File, then Console Properties. Now 3 new windows appeared. In the white window you should look for Avatar URL. Now double-click and the URL of your avatar will appear. It isn't the same as on the wall, but it is a simpler one. First let's start with avatar. This will cause your code to be triggered. You don't need to touch it. Now some guy. This is the name of an avatar. Thanks to it you will define your available actions, as well as your animation when you aren't moving. Some avatars don't have as many actions as some guy. 0e. I think this triggers the following code, I'm not sure. Now C __. These are the texture spots. You have 6 of them. Starting with the first C that is named A, the next will be B, the next C, etc. In this case we have an invisible texture in the B spot. Very useful in the avatar making. Let's continue. L, M, O, etc. These are the body parts. On the wall you can see most of them, but they don't specify that H is the hand and the neck. As you may have noticed, after the parts of the body there is a lowercase letter, A. This means that those part of the body will have the texture that you have saved in the A texture spot. Let's assign the invisible texture that is in the B spot to the torso, which is the capital letter, B. If we wanted a simpler avatar you could use the basic color codes. For example, the white one is C_W. Let's continue with the code, NS000. N is the neck, and S000 is the size code set to the default parameters. As it's an avatar in 3D, we have 3 dimensions to change size. The first 0 will modify the width, the second 0 will modify the height, and finally, the third 0 will modify the depth. You will change the 0 for a letter, being the lowercase letters to make smaller, and the uppercase letters to enlarge. For example, if you use S lowercase c00, your neck will be very narrow, but if you use S capital Y00, your neck will be very wide. If you replace the 30 for the same letter it will increase or decrease the part that you are modifying in a proportional way, but if you want to create bizarre or deformed things, then play with the size code as you want. You can also repeat the code several times to make it bigger or smaller. Let's continue. H is the hand and has assignated the texture from A spot. Then follow DG. This code controls the speed at which 2 or more textures flash. This speed varies from 1 to 9, and you will write the number after D. To make 2 or more textures blink, you just have to write them consecutively, for example, AB. I will use the white color in the A texture spot, so our whole body will turn white because all the parts have assigned the texture that is in A spot. I don't usually use the DG code, so I delete it from my URL, but what happens if there is no DG code in your URL? The textures are going to flash very fast. It can be annoying for the view of some users, so be careful. The flash has a distance limit in which it is shown. You can use this feature to make interesting avatars. Now we see Q0. Q is separating the DG code and the texture of the hair. 0 is a separate section of the head, in this case is the hair, but it could be anything else. a nose, a necklace, etc. And what ends our URL is the avatar format, RWG. Now we will learn to replace or add parts of other avatars. To replace parts of the body, simply type G and the name of the avatar you want to take parts from. For example, let's try and replace the torso with Axelweight Torso Model. The parts of the body are led by a hierarchy, so if you replace the torso of an avatar, your arms, neck and head will also change. Now we will add Axel's torso without replacing some guy's torso. To do that, we will use the 4G code like this. So G code is to replace body parts, and 4G code is for add body parts without replacing default ones. Each part of the body has a 4G code. In the wall you can see a list of most of them, but they aren't all. You will find the whole list in the RAR on the description. Let's try to add another avatar head to some guy's left arm, which is the letter L. Just write 4G4 and the name of the avatar after LA. It seems that we have finished with this, so now we will go to Clases, a place where you can get your textures and start to make your avatars. You could use the editor that is on the wall, but I don't recommend it at all. It will mess up your URL and make you dizzy, so I recommend doing it manually. What I do is select the torso, which is the letter B, choose the texture I want, and then go to my URL to copy the texture code that was added. After that, I save my texture in a texture spot, and I'm ready to use it. I hope this video has helped you. See you next time.